Hey, Otto. Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ryan. This is Auto Detour, and in today's video, we're going to be heading over to Eric's house, Racing Ram Fam's place. Ignore that Mini Cooper over there just for a minute. That'll be in an upcoming video, but we're going to hop in the Armada, head over to Eric's place. We're going to go see the progress and get an update on Gramps, my single turbo F150 that we blew up a year ago. Eric's been putting it back together for us, so we're gonna head over to his place, get an update on that real quick. Cade and Finn back there, they're gonna come with us. I know you guys have been waiting for this video for update on Gramps. We're finally close to getting Gramps back together and back on the road, so we'll see you over at Eric's place. Racing Ram Fam's garage. Let's head inside and see how Gramps looks. Eric's got some slightly used tires. Come on, boys, let's see how it looks. Alright, so before we get too carried away, there's Eric over there, by the way.
Hello.
Before we get too carried away with the cool new stuff, let's stop and take a moment to look at the blown up engine. This is the one that gave it all up. It put in some good hard work. Lasted a lot longer than a lot of people thought it would, but
It didn't even spit a spark plug out.
I know. Kept all the spark plugs in.
2-valve light. That is a conquest right there.
So you can see there's lots of chunks of things. Trying to hold the light and show you guys here. So we got those are the two pistons that are completely missing. And then we actually broke another one right here. So 3 broken connecting rods. Look at all these massive chunks in here. So this piston right here is just hanging out in there. That one we'll probably just push it right on out of there. See if we can just poke it right out the bottom or the top.
Is it this one?
Yeah. Watch your toes. Watch your toes. Oh yes.
There's a wrist pin to one of the pistons. It was in a different cylinder. Where'd that go? I saw it roll out.
This one?
Oh, there's a full wrist pin.
Oh, got some big chunks falling out on the floor here.
Oh, you can keep that one as a souvenir.
Sweet.
That's cylinder 8. That's cylinder 2. Right? It's 2 because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. Wow, it's all even cylinders.
Oh, here's the holes in the block.
Yeah, they're right behind the motor mount. There's a giant one right here too.
That's why we couldn't find them. Those are some big,
Yeah, look, you just stick a pry bar. It's right through it.
look at that.
It's a pry bar holder.
There's some big windows in the block there. But that's why we couldn't find them. They were behind the motor mounts. Anyway, plenty of souvenirs in there for everybody.
Yeah, the oil pan has a ton too.
I've been dying to look in this treasure box that is the oil pan because I couldn't see it at my house. There's the top of a piston. Where'd that wrist pin go? And you got some big old chunks. There's a piece of connecting rod. Oh, here we go. This is the most impressive part. We broke a wrist pin the long way. I don't know how that happens. Another big piece of piston there.
Yeah.
Pickup tube got smashed.
Yeah, got beat up.
Yeah. That's impressive. There's a lot of pieces. Let's come over here and look at the fun stuff.
The new one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all together.
Eric's been cranking away on this thing like crazy.
Probably in the next 20 minutes here, we'll be dropping the cab on. So, and then it's just a bunch of buttoning up.
So he's got the turbo headers on already. We got our new intake manifold. Fuel rails are on. Wiring harness is back on.
Plug wires are in.
Plugs and coils. My $20 Amazon coils are back on.
They work. All you gotta do is spark, right?
Right. Well, he's got it all cleaned up too. And this looks like the front cover that came off the block that I got. I think mine was super dirty.
Oh, that's yours. Yeah, because I hot tanked yours. Because yours actually, because his had broken sensors in it, and I just didn't want to deal with it.
Oh.
So that's the original one.
Oh.
Yeah.
I just didn't recognize it without all the dirt
All the
and
dirt
grease.
And grease on it? Yeah. No, it's coming together. We got to pour oil on it.
Yeah, in case he's working on a tune.
I think he needs to get rid of that thing so you can hear it lump at idle.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to hear it lump at idle with that thing at all.
I know. We still got the...
Stock
well,
muffler.
last time this truck was in here, you fabbed up our little...
yeah, the exhaust system.
The exhaust thing. It's not in here yet, but the boost activated...
Downpipe. Yeah.
What are those called?
Cutout.
Cutout, yeah. It had a boost actuated cutout that dumps out here with under boost, and then regular driving goes through the stock mufflers. But we might, like Eric was saying, we might have to ditch that stock muffler
Lump at idle.
so we can hear those cams.
Dorman header gaskets suck. They're all individual instead of one big gasket. They're literally 1, 2, 3.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Or Felpro, that's what it is. If you had a little bigger turbo, it'd probably still be alive.
Yeah. Well, I think we need to probably get a bigger turbo at some point anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know. See?
Go T6 or do a precision or something. Depends on how much fuel you want to put to it.
Right. And
Now you know the motor will handle it. Now you just gotta get the fuel to it.
that's right. The crank and the connecting rods are no longer the weak link.
Yeah, I'd probably say the next weak link in the motor would probably be the stock main caps. But I don't know when these start walking, so. I mean, you probably make like, what, 1,200, 1,300 horsepower out of this short block, so. I don't think. And it's lower compression than factory, so it should be less stress on the bottom end.
Yep.
Yeah, you probably make like 1,200 horsepower out of it if you have the feel for it and the turbo for it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you definitely need a bigger turbo before you turn it up, though.
Anyway, that's it. I mean, Eric's gonna keep cranking away on it here tonight, and I'm actually gonna leave my camera with him so he can maybe shoot some time lapse of bringing the cab back down and everything. So I'm gonna hand you guys over to Eric, and catch you at the end of the video. All right, guys, we are getting close. You saw Eric bring the cab down. He's been cranking away on this thing, and it's starting to look like my truck again. He was just underneath getting the charge pipe all hooked back up. we finally found a home for all the wiring, which was a bit challenging for a minute there.
Sorry.
Oh yeah. Now he's just Eric.
Now I'm Eric. Ford Eric.
Ford Eric.
Yes.
I spent like an hour putting the battery in while Eric like assembled the whole engine. And then yeah, we got to put some fluids in it, and I think we're gonna fire it up tonight. So stick around for first fire on the new motor on Gramps. I cannot tell you how excited I am, and huge thank you to Eric for piecing this puzzle back together for me.
That was fun. We gotta put the body bolts back in too.
Not important.
Yeah, until the cab's like sliding off when Ryan's doing donies in it.
Yeah, well, maybe if we leave a couple off, it'll look like it's like...
Yeah, some donies, like you just have to whip it left and right, and then the cab will come back to center. Heck yeah. Oh, that was the thing. I need your help to hold one of them because they keep falling out.
All right.
That's why I didn't put them in. But yeah, Gramps back together. Let's go. You know what I mean? So,
I'm so pumped.
we're gonna crank it over, get oil pressure first because I don't have an oil pressure primer here. Oil pressure primer actually shoots high pressure oil, made by air, into the like main oil gallery and stuff because all that stuff's dry. We're also gonna overfill it because whenever you put a new engine in, there's a bunch of crooks and crannies that you could never get out from changing the oil. So there's like 7 quarts of oil in here. So, you know, and then we're on diesel oil. If you know what zinc is, and diesels have lots of zinc, so it's good for them. And especially on something like this. Supposedly the zinc will kill the cat. Ryan's catalytic converter is totally OEM, and we have zinc proofed it, so that's not gonna be a failing point.
My cats have left the chat.
They have left the chat, so that's what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, so if you know, you know. The zinc, the diesel oil is what does it.
Yeah.
That's the reason why my crap is still alive today, is probably diesel oil. So,
And you'll notice my my little skinny radiators back in here. Eric pulled it out, and
yeah, it's right there.
this one here, these fittings are actually different, which surprises me.
Yeah, these are like a flare fitting, and then Ryan has a quick disconnect. And then I thought maybe these fittings came out of the tranny cooler core, but they don't. This is a threaded section. On Ryan's radiator, he actually has it's female, and Ryan's this is male. So you get what I'm saying on that.
Yeah. So the lightning radiator is not going to work.
Yeah. So.
But
It could work. You'd have to chop your tranny lines off, flare them, and put nuts on them. But I think that's a bigger line as well. So I think you have to just get 4 lightning transmission lines in order for that radiator to work. It is a thicker radiator, but at the same time, you could just go get a aluminum radiator. So
yeah. Anyway, so if you remember, I taken the truck apart. I snapped this fitting off. Eric kind of temporarily tapped
it's an air fitting.
It's an air. Put an air fitting in there.
It's an air fitting.
So we got an air hose fitting in there.
So that's guaranteed not to leak for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That's all he gets out of that one.
That's
Ryan needs a radiator. So if you're a radiator sponsor and you're looking for a sponsorship of someone showing you an awesome product, we got Gramps right here. Or if you are someone you know that wants to give Ryan a radiator, hit him up.
Yep. Need one.
He has a postal office number. I don't know. I don't have one anymore. You
I got
a PO box still?
I got a PO box
I got
in
a PO box.
the description down below.
There you go. So if you want to send Ryan a radiator, Gramps really needs it because Eric's ghetto rigging is probably not going to last.
Yeah. It'll get us fired up and home.
Yeah,
but
probably.
anyway, we're gonna get these last few things buttoned up here. We're gonna fire up Gramps for the first time in a year and a few weeks.
What do you mean? It's been a year and it died on 10/16/21.
That's right.
Yeah, it's right there. I don't think you should ever get rid of that.
10/16/21.
Somehow laminate this over the windshield.
The death date
Yes.
of Gramps 1.0.
Yes. Gramps 1.0. Was it when it was stock?
Oh yeah.
Gramps
So we're
1.0. This is Gramps 2.0. So
we're
we're on Gramps 3.0.
3.0, I guess.
4.0
Technically.
is coming soon because that thing right there is not gonna. She is not gonna hang for the amount of beefy horsepower this 5.4 is making now. So.
Yeah. Eric predicted the death of Gramps before Gramps.
I told you to turn the boost down. I did tell you.
Yeah.
Boost down. Yeah.
Our turbo's too small.
It is too small because even the wastegate spring thing. That is a big thing that you know if your turbo is way too small for your engine. So the problem is with a turbo is it's awesome. It doesn't cost any horsepower to make horsepower because it's spun by exhaust. But at the same time, it's a hole this big and it's going to become a restriction at some point in time. Yeah, wastegate can bleed some pressure off, but it doesn't bleed enough pressure off, especially when you're hitting that big horsepower number. So the turbos are like horsepower rated, and this one's like 650, and Ryan was probably at like 700, 800 on like 14 pounds of boost. So
Yeah.
one big thing that shows you that the turbo's too small is the wastegate spring. If you have a ton of spring in this thing, if you have like 20 pounds of spring in this wastegate and it's only making like 5 pounds of boost, that means there's way too much back pressure and you need a bigger turbo. Exhaust housing will help a little bit, but it's definitely not a fix. It's just time for a bigger turbo. I think I should go Borgmore S475, 1,000 horsepower turbo. Or 1,200, I don't know.
Yeah.
S475 is only 1,000 horsepower turbo, so.
Only.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're going to be...
It's like 1,200 horsepower. Hey, what do you mean? This thing just needs fuel and a bigger turbo, and she's ready to freaking launch off of NASA's rocket ship into outer space.
Who wants to see us send 1,200 horsepower through a stock
First F-150
transmission?
Right here. Elon Musk is going to be jealous because this F-150 is going to beat a Tesla.
All right, let's button it up, fire it up, get this thing on the road finally. All right, so we're gonna crank it, get oil pressure up here. Eric's in the cab.
I'll do that 2 more times, by the way.
Okay.
Hold the throttle all the way down, kills the injectors and the coils. Yeah, I just saw oil pressure on the dash, so this one's going to be fire up.
You're gonna fire it?
Saw oil pressure on the dash.
All right, so we're gonna fire it up. Yes. We're gonna burn all that exhaust, that oil out of the exhaust.
Don't check engine light or anything. Everything looks good.
Nice. It's alive.
Yeah, you excited?
Yeah, I'm pumped, man.
Quiet for the big camp. You can feel like kind of they were up good as you guys saw how big the camp is. It's idling at 13
Yeah, it's still on the cold start idle.
Sorry, I still power steering fluid, so we do smoke on why. If you see smoke over there, I still oil.
Yeah, boy. Yes.
Yeah.
Gramps is alive again.
That's not even funny.
Burn all the oil off the headers. There's a bunch of smoke because oil went everywhere when Gramps flew the first
Yeah, I
time.
didn't clean the oil very well out of the headers. I was like, you'll burn it up.
Yeah. Well, there it is. Sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds good. Usually when you first fire them up, they're very liftery because the lifters have air pockets and it's actually very quiet. You can hear the lifters a little bit, but the more he's gonna go drive it, get on it and stuff, that lifter noise will go away. It'll beat the air out of the actual lifters itself and get oil in there.
Just a little bit of smoke. So we had, when it blew up, it blew oil all through the whole exhaust system. So it's gonna be smoking for a little bit. Yeah, it's idling surprisingly well.
Oh, it's running really good. Besides all the smoke. Oh my god. Turn it off for a second. We don't die from smoke.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Whew.
Yeah, if you want to put your air filter and stuff on. I got in it. I'm fat now, right? Oh, I'm 30 pounds heavier from when this turbo project started.
You gotta put cab bolts in.
Oh yeah, we should back that out for that too.
Oh yes.
Oh, good thing we didn't go for a drive. That would have been fun. You see if she's smoky? All right, fire her up. Ah, I guess we got to run once and that was it. Yeah, I think we need to redo the tune. Is that the crank thing you're talking about? Yeah, that's annoying.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. You can't put your foot all the way down?
Yeah.
That's too much feel. Alright, I'll back it out so the exhaust pipes out of here. Actually pull it all the way out, because we got lights. And then we can open the doors all the way, because in here is all tight and everything. Did it go into gear right away when you put it in reverse? It did? Okay. Little blow by, because we got to break the piston rings in. Wow. That's good. There it is. I'm sorry to your bypass valve or whatever you want to call it, but I think I'm going to crack it open. I want to hear what it sounds like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We gotta hear those cams go lumpy. He launched it out.
Really quiet, really quick. That's just my neighbor saying, shut up.
Yeah. Dude, that sounds nasty. I think we need some new exhaust now. Well, there we go, guys. Gramps is out of the shop, running, driving, and you heard a little tease of what it sounds like. We opened up the exhaust dump there, what it sounds like with the cams at idle. I think we're gonna definitely have to put some different exhaust on it so we can really hear those cams. Much too quiet with the stock muffler on there. We're gonna tighten down some cab bolts, button up a few extra things here, but Gramps is ready to roll. I'll leave you guys hanging a little bit. We'll go on the first drive in the next video, so make sure you guys stay tuned. Wow, I'm really excited. Truthfully, I'm not gonna drive it now because I still have storage insurance on it. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to Eric for getting Gramps put back together so quickly and back on the road. Casey's gonna be sending the new tune over. Should be should be a lot of fun, guys. So subscribe if you haven't already. Put a lot of work into this truck. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great night. I'll talk to you next time.